there, my name is Maureen and welcome to Virtual Y. Today what I got going on is total strength 30. That's 30 minutes of a total head to toe strength workout. Let's just get warmed up and I'll talk a little bit about the equipment that I have today. So just start moving the body, loosening up. All right, what I got today is just a mat, my body weight, and one set of weights. I got a medium set. What's medium for me? I can do all the things that I got on my list today using one set of weights. Let's take a big breath in, release it out. Again, let the arms float up and come back down. Come down and up again. All right, let's march it out. Shoulders are up and back and down. Bring it out a little wider. And we're going to turn the body. Long arm, loosening up through the weights. So here's what we're going to do. We got 2 blocks of work. Each block of work hits certain body parts. That first block, though, is more of that total body. The second block, we're down on the mat. First block, it can be handy to have a mat. Let's reach up and over. Couple more. All right, let's cross behind, opening up the hips, little curtsy lunge. Tap back, come up. Very little, so I mean little lunge. Sometimes the curtsy lunge can be kind of big. All right, one more each side. Then step it out nice and wide. Arms come out. We're going to loosen up through the hips. Here we go, reaching down and rotate. Loosening up the back, loosening up the shoulders. Bring it on up. Come to one side, then the other. Shifting your weight, your center of gravity, side to side. Here's what you're watching. Don't lean out to the side. Just shift your weight side to side. I got 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. All right, so let's grab our weights, grab some water. Let's get this in. We got a lot to do today. So I'm going to grab my weights, roll the shoulders back. I'm going to start with squats. Nice big squat, and I have my mat here. I'm actually going to move it a little bit to the side and fold it so I have more space in my space. All right. I'm going to grab these weights. We're going to start with little pulses down. Just get the feel of reaching your butt back and holding yourself up with your abs. Come down 4, 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. All right, big squat, then overhead press, down and push. So that is what we are going to be doing. We got 1 minute on for that, and then we're going to switch and do another move. Let's go. Squat and push up overhead. Now you can make it wide or you can make it narrow, but I want you to go down deep and press up. Down, come up, and press. Engage your abs. Try not to let your lower body or your upper body drop down as you squat. Those weights want to pull forward. Nice and strong all the way through. Going really slow. Blow your air up at the top. Coming up, we're going to still have our weights, but we're going to come into a plank. All right, just a little more. Stick it out. Overhead press. 10 more seconds. Then we're going to come down into a plank. 3, 2, 1, and bring your weights down. All right, so we're going to go into a plank, up into a lunge, and then into a row. A lot going on. So I'm going to come down, set my weights down as I step out into a plank. Here is your plank. You can come out into a plank, drop down into your knees if you like, but we're not staying in that plank for very long. We're coming out into a plank, and then we take one leg, bring it up, come up tall, and push, pull back, Bring those weights down. Step back again. Step the other leg through. Lift up and pull back. Bring it down. Join me when you are ready. Hold that plank. Push your leg through. Lift up nice and slow. And row. Bring your weights back down. Step out into a plank. Knee comes through. Lift up nice and slow. Pull that row. Bring it back down. All right, we're halfway there. Now you see why it's total body. Lift up, row, and bring it back down. Heart rate does head up there a little bit. Switch it out. Whoop. And row. All right, we are going to switch things up. Our next move is going to be a driver. Oops, not a driver. Our next move is going to be a deadlift. We are driving here. All right, let's finish this out on this side. And come up, shake it out. Hang on to your weights. We're going to step out. Our feet are a little bit past the hips. We got a deadlift. Come up and row. Down into our deadlift. Row. Down. Row it up. When you're coming up, squeeze through your glutes. Flat back going down. Then row in front. All right, here's where that mat is going to come in handy in about 20 seconds if you want something to sit on. We're going to do oblique twists. And 5 more seconds. All right, set one weight down, have a seat on the mat, and have one weight. We're going to have heels to the floor, weight in front, and rotate side to side. Here's what I want you thinking about. Toes stay facing up, knees stay facing up. You want a little more. Hinge back, lift your legs up, and rotate here. Just watch that your lower back is not arching. Watch that your abs aren't pushing out. All right, we're about halfway there. Remember, you can have your heels down if you want to. All right, keep it going. Stay strong. 10 more seconds. We got 5. Last one. I'm going to even it out and come back up. All right, there you go. We're going to do that again. So total body workout. Come on up. Grab your water. So come to standing and then grab some water. And we're going to do that all over again. Check in. Do you have the right weights for what you're doing? Do you need to bring your weights up or down? But I'm just going to use one set today because I know that I can hit everything with those one weights. And for each movement, we're doing about a minute. All right, grab your weights. We're coming back to our squats with an overhead press. So you're stepping out a little bit past the hips. Now I have my toes and hips this time slightly externally rotated. This time when I'm coming up, I'm going to squeeze my glutes a little bit more. Let's go. Squat it down, press it up. So you can do this however works for you, and you can go really deep if you want, but what I want you thinking about is that you are reaching back with your butt. You're not arching your back as you're lifting up. It's coming from a straight lift up from your shoulders. Nice and strong movements all the way beginning to end. All right, we have crossed our halfway mark. That next move is coming down into a plank and then coming up into a row. The good news is that the second block of work is on the floor, but that doesn't mean it'll be easier, but it's all on the floor. All right, we are coming to the switch up. Let's finish this out. Switch it up. come down to a plank. Bring your weights with, and we start out in a plank. Come down, step out into your plank, and hold. We're gonna step up, lift your body up, and row. Come back down, alternating legs that are coming through, lift up, row, come back down. So strong all the way through, woo. This is why I did medium weights today. It's just a little harder with that lift, and take it nice and slow, hinge up, pull back, set everything up. So lots of stability here. Lift up, set it up, and do your row. The nice thing about coming up from a plank is when you come to the top, you are already in that hinged position. We are about 3/4 of the way through this exercise. Just 5 more seconds. Switch it out. Coming up right here. Step up, set it up for your deadlifts and rows. Drop down, zip up, flat back. Now you know what I'm doing, so I want you to find a spot on the floor that you can look at, so you're not looking up at me when you're coming down with your flat back. Zip it up. Heart rate does go up with this stuff because it's total body strength. Keep it going. All right, when we switch, we are heading down to our mats for that oblique rotation. And remember, heels can be on the floor or off the floor. Just thinking ahead so we can switch up quick when it's time to switch. In 4, 3, 2, 1, one weight down. Set it aside. Set it up for oblique rotation. All right, strong core. You can stay here with heels on the floor, and you decide the speed that you want to be doing. Your knees are pointing toward the ceiling. Your toes are pointing toward the ceiling, and they stay still, so they're not rotating. Just rotate through the waist. If you want more, you're coming back just a little bit and lifting your feet up, making sure that your lower back doesn't feel this. It's all ab. Front of the abs, sides of the waist. Nice strong moves all the way to the end. You're more than halfway through. All right, we just got 10 more seconds to go. You can do anything for 10 seconds. Keep that waist moving. And break. We're gonna come up, set that weight down. We got an in-between thing coming up for our abs. Grab some water. Excuse me, I've been teaching a lot this week. I used the wrong body part. Legs. It's a funny thing that I do. All right, let's work our legs. Gonna work our quads. Feet come out a little bit past the hips. We're gonna drop down, hold your squat. Engage your abs, tap out, out, drop, lift. Drop down, tap, tap, drop, lift. Come back down, tap to each side, drop down and lift. Go again, down, tap, tap, drop, lift. Stay with this drop and lift. But I'm not going all the way up. I'm staying in the middle. Little time under tension. Butt goes back. Got your abs engaged. All right, drop it down again and hold it right here. Add those pulses. Got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, stay low. Let it burn. We're gonna step out to the side. Out, come in, other side. So shift your weight, but stay low. When you come to the side, come a little lower. Down, center, down, and center. Keep it going. If you want, you can have your hands to the hips. And one more thing to think about. There's plenty to think about. Toes stay forward. So you're not leading by pulling your toes out. You got your sides of the legs working and your glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to the center. Drop down, middle, down, and middle. Use your abs to support you. Keep it going in the middle. Blow your air out at the top. Last one. Drop down, pulse it out. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift it up. All right, shake it out. Grab some water. Yes, I felt that too. We are going to do some floor work. So, grab your mat, and we have our weights again. We got biceps. So first move was a killer for the quads again, and we add our bicep curls. I'm going to show you some options though. So I'm going to grab my weights and come up onto my knees. So kneeling squat is what this is called. My knees are about hip distance or a little bit further. Hold the weights down beside you. Bring your butt down toward your heels, but not all the way. Don't touch. Then lift up and squeeze your glutes down, 2, up, 2. So that's the basic movement. Here, I'll show it a little bit from the side. So I'm reaching my butt back toward my heels, but not touching, and lifting up. Then we're gonna add these weights. So we got our biceps in. All right, 1 minute on. Here we go, down, bicep curl at the top. Come down and lift. So never touching the heels unless you need that break. Going nice and slow, squeezing through the quads, squeezing through the glutes at the top. I promise you, by the time we end this minute, we are gonna really feel our quads. All right, sometimes you might slide out a little bit. Anything moves, go ahead and fix that. Make an adjustment. All right, we are more than halfway. Keep it up. Every time you come up, contract at the bicep. That's why we're not doing heavier weights. We want a lot of time under tension, a lot of reps. All right, 10 more seconds. And then we are gonna flip things over. Work the glutes a little bit more. 2 more seconds. Let's finish this out. And set the weights down just for a moment so that you can set them up next to you. And we're gonna come down into a glute bridge and a chest press. All right, so use your abs to bring yourself down safely. Your weights are handy. Feet are flat on the floor, and let's get our really good form going. My knees are in line with the hips, heels in line with the hips. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, squeeze navel to the spine, holding down in this position. All right, I got my weights handy. I'm gonna do a little tuck up right there. And now I'm gonna lift up and have this bridge, then come back down. All right, get your weights. Keep that glute bridge going. Lift up and hold. Keep your glutes lifting up. Bring your elbows out to the sides. And as you come up, press up. All right, head and neck in alignment. Chin to the chest. When you come down, you are not arching your back. Keep that spine coming all the way down to the floor. Lift up and hold your glutes, and we press up. Blow your air out at the top. And you're already halfway through this move. Keep it going. Every time you come up, squeeze your glutes and engage your abs. Let's go again. Press and return. All right, almost there. 10 more seconds. We can do anything for 10 seconds. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your arms up. Drop your glutes down. turn your palms so they're facing each other and make all of your adjustments that you need to do. So bring the back to the bottom or to the floor, and chin is holding an orange or grapefruit. We're gonna do skull crushers. Down, tricep press, down, press. We're gonna stay here, and I want you to think about your abs supporting your lower back through this movement. Keep it going. You got this, I know. And just don't hit your face. It's called a skull crusher, but we're not gonna actually crush our skulls, we hope. All right. A lot of time under tension. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and bring those weights down. We're gonna flip over onto our bellies. So turning face down, legs are straight out, and we're looking down. Upper body is lifted just a little bit. So lifting up here, bring your arms right here to the sides. You can have weights. My weights are actually too heavy for this for me today, but I'm gonna lift and lower. Lift high as you can without pulling your shoulders towards your ears. You can hold your legs up. So we're working the lower back, working the back side of the core. Going up at the top. Toward the end of this, we're gonna do some pulses. Lift and lower. Nice and slow to begin. Working the backs of the shoulders. All right, get ready for those pulses coming up. Hold it up and pulse. Right here. Squeeze your abs. 10 more seconds. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and release. Push yourself up and come into child's pose. So we're stretching that area that we just worked. And release. Okay, let's grab some water, and then we're gonna do that all again. So setting up your weights for those kneeling squats with bicep curls. Let's grab some water. So we're very quad and glute heavy today, but also total body. Set it up. We got our weights. We got to get this done now. You know what we're doing? We're going to go straight through. Starting up in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Kneeling squat, bicep curl. Down and lift. Really trying not to touch your heels if you can, or if you do, just tapping and coming right back up. Working the quads, working the glutes, and not arching the back. You got this. Every time you're coming up, you're contracting your bicep. You want to change that bicep and face forward. More traditional bicep, that's okay too. Just do what you need to do. We are crossing that halfway mark. When I say switch, we're gonna right away go into that glute bridge with chest press. Setting it up really quick. We got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, last 1. All right, set it up. Coming into that glute bridge right away. Feet are flat on the floor. You got your weights ready. Navel squeezing to the spine. We got an orange or grapefruit at the head or at the underneath the chin, and we're gonna press up and come back down. Press up, come back down. Every time you come up, squeezing the glutes, using your abs all the way through. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. So next movement coming up after this is gonna be our skull crushers. Squeeze your glutes. Use everything, total body, all the way through to the end. All right, we're at the last 10 seconds. You got this. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, option here, if you want to hold this bridge, go ahead and hold this bridge. We're going to do skull crushers, but this holding this glute bridge is optional. Make sure you got good form all the way through. Other option is to just come down and just do your skull crushers. So just adding that little challenge. If you want that extra challenge, uses the glutes, uses the abs, and just a little bit of hamstring. All right, I'm feeling it too. We are almost there. And then we get to have a nice stretch. We are more than halfway through. If you are holding your glutes up there in that bridge, check in. Make sure that you are still holding good form. Check in with your elbows. Make sure they are in the same place. You're not rocking them around. We got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, last one, and bring everything down. Nice and slow. Set those weights aside and turn over. We're gonna do those arm raises. So we're working the back side. Look straight down, bring your arms behind, lift up, engage your abs and press up and come back down. Press, come down. Now you don't have to lift your legs, and if you're feeling extra strong, you can do this with weights as long as you have good form all the way through. All right, we are already crossing our halfway mark with this. All right, we crossed it. Just lift and lower. Remember, when we start nearing the end, I'm gonna add those pulses. Almost there. Another few seconds. And we're adding those pulses. Lift up and hold, pulse here. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your arms, push yourself into child's pose. Stretching through the armpits, stretching through the upper back, all the way through the lower back. All right, come up into tabletop. Knees under hips and wrists underneath your shoulders. Wide hands. We're gonna lift up through the abs and release. So just loosening up the spine, chin to the chest. As you loosen, lift up and hold and loosen. Come back to the center. We are gonna loosen up our shoulders and our hips. So hold this tabletop position and do circles through your joints. So getting that nice movement through the hip joints and the shoulder joints, and then reverse direction. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as you go. And we're gonna come back to the center. We're gonna take one leg, bring it in front, other leg stays behind, and we're gonna sit up nice and tall. We're getting a stretch through the hips, both at the side of the hips on one leg and the front at the hip flexor on the other. Hold up here. We're gonna turn, come to cross-legged position. Reach one arm up and over and breathe out. And then come to the other side. Switch your cross so other foot is in front of the other, and we're gonna reach up and over again. We'll reach it out, keeping your hips planted to the floor, and release. We're gonna come into the same thing on the other side. One leg out, one leg crossed in front, and come forward, getting that opening up through the hip on one side and the hip flexor on the other. Breathing in and out through the mouth. And then we're gonna come back into tabletop, holding tabletop position. Roll your toes and push back, pushing your bum toward the back of your heels, getting that nice press through the heels. Then come back. We're gonna come into kind of a modified plank, but it's more about the stretch. one knee to the floor, other leg comes out straight, and then just a little press and release. Pressing and releasing through the heel. If you want, you can add a little pulse, 2, 3, and do that a couple more times. 1, 2, 3, last one. 1, 2, 3, and come in. Switch sides. Other foot out and just rolling forward and back, rolling through the toes, rolling through the ankles, rolling through the heels, and then pulse, 2, 3, return, pulse, 2, 3, last one, pulse, 2, 3. Bring your knees in, roll your toes. Let's come up to standing nice and slow. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's set up good posture position. Toes are forward, knees are soft, pelvis is neutral. Take a big breath in and release. Let's open our heart to the sky, opening up the chest, round the back. Bring your hands down and nod no. Moving through the head and the neck. One more each direction. Come back to the center. Bring your chin to your chest. Take both hands, reach up and just give a little tug at the back of your head so you stretch through your neck just a little bit more. Release that. Bring your arms down. Let's bring our hands up. Open up the chest and get a little chest opening here and release. Take one hand in front. Give a little stretch through the bicep. Other hand. Both hands come up, give yourself a pat on the back and stretch through the tricep and release. This has been Total Strength 30 on the Virtual Y. My name is Maureen and I enjoyed this, and I also hope that you have the rest of your day. See you next time.